Good morning, everybody. And technology bit me today, so I'm just a wee bit late. But today we're going to talk about what the heck to eat, part two. Um, in this big picture, we're looking at keeping it balanced. So that's what we're going to cover today. For those of you that are new here, I'm Michelle, and I'm the coach and founder of Wonderland Wellness. And my backstory is I've lost 120 pounds and kept it off for a little over 5 years. However, in my previous life, I'd actually lost 100 pounds twice and then gained it right back. So I teach how to lose a large amount of weight consistently and in a method that you can keep it off when you reach your goal. So today, let's talk about keeping it balanced. What does that mean? With nutrition, there's so much out there. Don't do this, don't do that. Just, eat all the fats. Don't eat all the fats. Eat low fat. Eat no carbs. Eat all the carbs. So it gets really confusing. I chose to go a route that I knew I would be able to keep and use for the rest of my life. And that was balance. And I aim for a small amount of everything in my meals. So when we're looking at balance, I'm actually saying you need a small amount of fat, which to give you a picture rather than a calorie amount, I'm going to say if you can put amount of fat about the size of your thumb on your plate, you're good. That's about 6 to 7 almonds. So, just in a picture of what it would look like, that is what you want in a meal. A handful of carbs, which I'm saying a cupped handful of carbs. We'll talk more about what a good healthy carb is on another day, but a handful of carbs and a handful of veggies, maybe sometimes 2 handfuls, or you can go with a half a plate of vegetables and then a quarter of a plate of carbs and a quarter of a plate of protein. That is pretty much a healthy looking balanced plate. To go along with the quarter of a plate of protein, if you look at the size of the palm of your hand and the thickness of the palm of your hand, that is about how much protein that you want to have in each and every meal. So that is a balanced, healthy plate. So my big point here is eliminating food groups I didn't find to be sustainable, that lovely word, for the long term. So I chose in my nutritional schema to use the balanced plate method for my 3 meals. And then for my snacks, I still keep it balanced. I just keep it smaller. In the big picture, this focus on portion sizes, which is our third point, focusing on portion sizes. If you're still starving, then you need to increase those portions just a little bit at each meal until you find the point where you're not starving, but you're not stuffed. So by focusing on portion sizes, not eliminating food groups, and then keeping it balanced by using the thumb of fat, the cupped handful of carbs, and the palm-sized portion of protein, you're getting a good balanced meal in there, and you don't have to necessarily count calories. I personally count calories, and I personally record everything. Regardless of which method you use, whether it's calorie counting and using balance, or it's just using the hand sizes, it's really important to track what you're eating at every meal. Recording what you eat, there are studies done that recording what you eat actually gives you longer term success. So I am a huge proponent of recording everything I eat and tracking it. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to track calories, but you do have to track portion sizes and you do have to track what you've eaten, in my opinion. This is one of those key determining factors for success long term. And yes, I really do have a little over 6 years worth of food logs. I use MyFitnessPal. I think it is one of the probably the best tracking tools, but I do have clients that use Lose It and My Plate, I believe, which is at myplate.gov. There's an app there that you can use as well. So if having a digital tracking tool is what works for you, those are 3 suggestions for you. But the big picture is to keep it balanced. We want to aim for a small amount of fat. We want to aim for a handful of carbs and 1 to 2 handfuls of veggies. So when I'm talking carbs, I'm actually not talking, vegetables are carbs. We don't want to confuse you, but vegetables are carbs. But we're talking things like rice and sweet potatoes and that type of carb. When we talk about veggies, those are high fiber carbs, which brings me to my point for tomorrow. If you are hungry all the time, we're actually going to talk about how balance works and what you can do with a balanced meal to make sure that you aren't hungry, and how hormones actually jump into that picture, and why you would want to eat a balanced meal and not be hungry all the time. So with that said, I am going to run for the day. Today's a short day. We have mass chaos. I have to go get a driver's license because my driver's license expired on my birthday last month and I never got a driver's license renewal. So I have to run in and do that and pick up pain meds for the cripple. That's not really funny. He is gimping around and on crutches. This would be my dear husband for those of you that don't know me. He had a pretty massive ankle surgery on last Thursday, and he needs more pain medicine for management. But he's not a sit still kind of guy, so I can't get him to sit still and stay where he's supposed to stay. So I have to do my errands very quickly and get back here to make sure that he behaves himself. The role of wife, what can I say? But you guys have an amazing day, and remember that small, consistent steps over time will get you there, and you can do anything for 5 minutes. I'm going to sign off now, and we'll see you tomorrow when we talk about how to keep from starving. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye.